5th of the 11th, which was a Wednesday, we did a theory lesson and we talked through the still method, which is the figures are parts of the vocal mechanism that can be manipulated. So you have the true vocal cords and the false vocal cords. And a vocal fold is the space in between the glottis. If you have an onset, is how a note begins. So if you begin, if you have a glottal onset, which is a vowel, it creates a sound like a pop of air. You can have an aspirate onset, which is quite airy sound, so beginning with like a H, which is a gentle onset, which I found easiest. Smooth or simultaneous onset, it's beginning with a Y sound. Okay, then we also did, we have your cricoid cartilage and your thyroid cartilage. To tilt your cricoid cartilage, you have to cackle like a witch, and then this creates a nasally sound like Annie, the singer in the musical. And then to lower the larynx in the thyroid cartilage, you do this by going z, or yawning. You can do that both ways. Let me just go this one. And then, okay, the next lesson was the 7th. We sang through the Christmas carol songs and we learnt all the harmonies, and then when I went home I listened to them on repeat so I could fully get the harmonies. We also watched previous students' assessment. I took inspiration from Hannah Lawson's performance because the way she acted hers out, she sang a song from Jekyll and Hyde. Dying Ain't So Bad she sang, that's it. The way she performed hers was how I want to perform my ballad, because although she didn't have much movement, she used a lot of facial expression, and her eyes were very focused, so you felt connected to the piece, and that's how I want to sing my song, Come to Your Senses, from Tick Tick Boom. So after the lesson, I went home and practised mainly on Seize the Day, because I find that often the words I get mixed up in this because they're quite repetitive in the verses, so I listened to my recordings for them. And then on the 10th, it was the big sing, so both years were together. This was for the whole day, and we learnt the Christmas carols and also Neil's songs, which were Somewhere and Tonight from West Side Story. I found Somewhere quite hard because the harmonies were quite difficult and it was very different parts to what it is in the film. But it was helpful that I'd already know both the songs because I knew the lyrics because I'd watched the musical. In Tonight, I found that hard, not so much for the harmonies because there's not too bad in that one, but for the overlapping parts and knowing where you're coming in at which parts, because it's quite fast and beaty song. So to practice them, I recorded them, but I also asked the year 2s to sing them